During the summer, Krista Rose and the You and Me crew followed psychic medium Vincent Jenna to the notoriously haunted Castle nightclub in River North. In that piece, we saw Vincent bring healing to the tortured spirits that were there and bring some relief to its owner as well. That got us to thinking, could he do it again?
So Chris and her crew went back out with Vincent to another legendary haunted spot in Chicago. Now this time they headed to southern Cook County to Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. Everybody
Just
knows.
gotta chill.
It's all about Bachelor's Grove. So let's see what they were able to dig up.
Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, some of the history of it is it was a cemetery. It was started in the early to mid 1800s from a farm community that was here. There's been all kinds of vandalism to the cemetery. You know, we thought we'd bring you down here and kind of try and help heal this place or get to the root of what's going on.
What you were saying about the abandonment here and all of the graffiti and the disrespect for a sacred spot, it was never a sacred spot. That's the problem, because some of the people, the majority of the people that were buried here were very negative to start with. They had negative lives, bad lives. And so when they died, they never crossed over. All right, that's what a ghost is. A ghost is a soul like you and me that dies, that doesn't transition through the light to get to that heavenly place that we call heaven, right? And they get stuck. And they're stuck here.
There's a report of a woman in white who walks around the cemetery. Sometimes she's reported to have a baby with her.
Most of these souls died tragically, okay? Either like the infant, a tragic death. And then the mother, that's the infant's mother. And the mother she hangs out over there by that big tombstone, though that's not hers. They want attention. That mother was so heartbroken when her infant died, she died shortly after that. So she immediately came here. I'm believing now that the mother killed herself. She killed herself because her baby, her husband could never get her to come back from her grief because of the loss, because she's blaming herself for the infant death. There may have been something mental that had gone on, and she may have had something to do even with the infant death. I'm feeling tremendous guilt. She can't stay here anymore. Look for the light. Just like when we were at the castle and there was that vortex here, we can bring the light to them. I asked my guides to help me with this by bringing that light. They need to go into it. That's how we talk to them. I'm asking and calling upon again Archangel Michael and Jesus and my higher guide Joseph from Canaan, and of course the God force within all of us, to show them the light, to help them to move on, to give them this force. I'm going to put it out there that our brothers and sisters move on, and I'm feeling them wanting to move on, and they're going towards that. Some are believing, and for those that don't move on, I wish them and know that they will be protected even while they stay here. It's great that this was cleaned up because people are having compassion. It's the only reason why they would do that. Reverence, beautiful people that were walking around over here. That love is what helps them to move on. So I just wish this area all the best.
Whoa. Vincent's here joining us live to tell us a little bit more about what they encountered out there. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah.
Wowzers. Yeah, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you for coming in.
Happy Hallows Eve. And
Yes.
that's why this was so perfect, because Hallows Eve is just before All Souls Day.
Right.
So it's a Christian holiday.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, tell us what else you discovered in the cemetery. You were kind of giving us a little play-by-play as we were watching it.
That place is filled with lost souls. I mean, while Chris and I were there were so many of them walking around, like the woman in white was walking around, and then the Shields tombstone, there were two brothers there. They were murdered, and they actually were getting off on watching the mafia dump bodies into the pond next to it. And hysterically is two mafia guys came walking down the street. They stopped. They were dressed in, the bowlers, the fedoras and the long coat. And they stopped and looked at me and even turned around and realized that your grandfather was involved with the mafia. And I'm like, whoa, and you start getting into my personal life. So
Right.
it was, and Chris was incredible. He's an incredible healer. He had so much energy. So there was definitely a purpose why we met.
Wow.
Yeah,
It was
Okay, I keep
spectacular.
getting chills about this
real
whole
quick,
thing.
why do you think Chicago's so haunted? Why do we have so
Oh,
many
I'm going to
stories?
tell you, Chicago itself is built completely on an Indian burial ground. There were so many
Like
massacres
poltergeist.
here.
Yeah.
Well, it's like poltergeist, but the Indians were so drawn to the earth. So that negativity caused other negative stuff to happen, the fire to happen. It actually, negative begats negative,
Yep.
so that the mafia hits and all of that caused it. You feed that type of negativity, there's all that death. And I really believe that we've got something going on here to heal Chicago because it's prime time. When I walked into that cemetery, they wanted to be healed. And remember, I did the nightclub too, where
Yeah.
you even had an experience
Right,
there, right,
right.
with an angel going on. Even there, they want to be healed. Chicago wants to be healed, and I'm blessed by the fact that I'm being brought in to help with that. And Chris
Fantastic.
is remarkable.
Yeah.
Just keep
Vincent.
coming back, Vincent.
Oh, I'm going to keep coming
Next
back. We're
Halloween.
going to set up a couch and a bed over there for me, okay? Because I want to be part of this family.
All
here,
right,
you
we'll
know,
have
right?
a you and me bedroom, and Vincent is going
That's
to live in it.
I love it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes, I'm welcome. Yeah, so fabulous being on the set with you
Oh, we
guys
love
and talking
meeting you. You have no
appreciate
idea.
it.
We could talk to you for
Yes,
hours.
and don't
You
be
have-
spooked. You know, you have guides around you all the time. One's on the other side of you, and
100%.
one's right now.
You have
I'm
two
glad
big,
I left space.
You,
Yes,
you have
you
two
have
big believers, believe us.
Good,
All right,
fabulous.
if you would like to connect with Vincent and you want to learn more about him, you can log on to his website. Nice picture there, vincentjenna.com.